I also would love to know how Wit went from a super broke like English teacher to being the like highest stockholder in the publishing company. Like, where did he get the money to be that stockholder? I don't
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
He created Universal Press.
Yeah,
the
but to
founder.
found a company, you need a lot of money.
I mean, yeah, but he probably had
That's true.
investors.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's
I-
kind of like funny that we just don't know.
It is
It
really
is
Because
interesting.
we see him as like broke English teacher Wit, and then we see him as like government person with a publishing company, but we don't see the in between.
I know. He like skyrocketed to like a place of power.
Yeah. I think, if I remember correctly from one of the episodes where they kind of talk about him wanting to do something like that, he made a encyclopedia and then I think created a publishing company somehow. I don't know.
That's kind of a flex to just be able to go from making an encyclopedia to owning an entire publishing company.
I know, it's kind of
like that's kind of whack.
Yeah.
But if anybody could do it,
That's true.
If anyone can do it, it's Wit, so
it's true.
I don't doubt him.
This is the man who has artificial intelligence when dial-up modems were still a thing, so like
I mean, true.
I mean, he created an imagination station, and the closest you could get to that right now is virtual reality.
Yeah.
And still, that's like eons before whatever's going on in that imagination station.
Yeah.
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 What a pretty smart dude.
Jason'd be like, but I have no earthly treasures. They haven't let me get married or have kids.
And Jillian doesn't count Wit, so like, we're just gonna.
Yeah.
No.
All right. Anyway.
Now that we got that in there.
Yeah. Now that the anti-Jillian propaganda is firmly in place.
You always gotta have that.
Yeah.
I can't believe they haven't really done an actual musical Odyssey.
They have.
Like,
they have?
Yeah.
They've done Odyssey Sings, but it hasn't been like a musical
I think
episode,
Cat
right?
Balti and Bones was all of a musical.
Which one?
It was a club exclusive. Mickey, Cat, Balti, and Bones. It's like the Headless Horseman.
Well, I mean, like an actual like Odyssey episode that's like not a play.
No, they did one. They did one where they.
Oh.
It was Buck and Jules, and they met like a traveling.
Oh,
Legacy. Yeah.
That was Legacy.
Yeah,
Part
Legacy.
2.
Yeah.
Except that wasn't like a musical episode.
Yeah.
That was like it was like a musical episode, but it was like them doing a play. It wasn't like the.
Yeah, they're doing a play. It's not a musical episode. I mean, like it's the actual episode, but people randomly talking or
like
singing
where they have like a
songs,
musical episode,
like a Disney movie.
Perfect.
I'd love that.
It's soloist.
That would be hilarious.
Lovely. Great, now I want an Odyssey musical. Jeez, thanks, Emily. I'm gonna want one.
Here to help.
I'll never get.
Odyssey just pulls a Riverdale and starts spoofing a bunch of popular musicals.
No.
No, they never did any of them justice.
Honestly, I mean, nothing can get worse than Riverdale Heathers, but just like, no,
Oh
don't.
gosh.
Oh no.
Horrible.
Yeah, that
I
was.
was like, what have you done to my baby?
Exactly. Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. They were using like the high school version or something for that, and it just no.
Oh, no.
You've crossed the line in the show so many other times. Why would you use the high school version? But anyway.
Actually, the other day I was like, well, let me look at the Christmas episodes they have, because that could give you a time, like an idea of how many years have passed in Odyssey.
Yeah.
And I kind of always give them like a gap, like from when they rebooted for Take It From the Top, I add a year. But it's about 9 to 11 different, like sometimes they'll have more than one Christmas episode in an album. And that's if you count the Christmas episodes that in the first album, The Day After Christmas.
Mm.
Like that's counting that one. So
Yeah.
I think I consider, the album like These Days to Remember. That one has like The Graduate and like wrapped around your finger. I like to think that's a full year
Yeah.
span. Like we start with like Connie starting senior year and then it ends with her graduating. Like, that's kind of how I view it.
well, and you could think of it too, because some of the episodes, they used to air more episodes than went on albums. Not a whole lot more, but there were episodes that aired but never got put on an album.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they didn't get put on an album until like a couple years later. If you look through the guide every once in a while, you'll see an episode number that's way out of place.
Mm.
Or that's just, like 50 episodes ahead of one or something.
Yeah.
And sometimes those episodes aren't aired and stuff like that. Like there's a whole bunch of
Oh,
it's just very
yeah.
interesting.
It's kind of whack. There's a scene in a fic that I read, where the main character tries to teach like the other main character how to shoot a shotgun because he's never done it before in his life, and he's also only had a body for about 2 weeks by that point. And it just goes horribly wrong, and the poor guy ends up with a dislocated shoulder halfway across the field.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So that's exactly how I imagine it going with Eugene.
It'd be
Yeah.
like Jason would be teaching him, and
Jason. So would Buck. Jason and Buck would be
Yeah!
like, all right, Eugene. All right, Dad. Come on, Eugene. We'll teach you how to fire a firearm.
Yes. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Eugene being like, Buck, how do you know how to do this? Reasons?
Mr. Skin taught me a lot of unorthodox things, including but not limited to. And then he just starts listing stuff. Eugene's like, all right,
Yes.
just go teach me how to fire a gun.
Yes. Oh my gosh, they're leaving the house. Katrina's like, where are you going? Buck, on an adventure. Eugene, save me.
Oh yeah, exactly. Have fun, you two. And then Katrina walks back into like the kitchen.
And then she's like,
Why is there
father-son bonding time.
Yeah, exactly. And then she sees like a box of open like gun ammo on the counter, like, this can't go well. Hey, Wit, do you know where Eugene is going?
AIO, we're dishing you all the episode ideas, so we expect to see them within the next 2 years.
Honestly, yeah, like you should hire the entire AIA cast
Yes.
to be writers for Adventures in Odyssey.
Write, voice act, direct, executive produce. We'll do it all.
Oh yeah. You know what? You know what actually be really fun?
What?
If our group made a Adventures in Odyssey episode.
Yeah.
Like we obviously not many of us sound like characters in the show, but we could like voice act our own Odyssey, which would be, I don't know, that'd be kind of fun. Be kind of,
fun.
spice it up a little bit. Have a little bit of bonus content for our listeners. All two of you, we appreciate you. And
we love you.
We love you. You're awesome. Thank you for listening. But yeah, like we could like if we recorded our own episode, like
that would
of
be
something.
That'd be really fun.
That'd be so much fun. And I know like we have some really talented writers in our group, and like people are really cool. You guys are all awesome. Well, because like the resident bad boy was replaced with Jay Smouse, right? So
and Jay and like Vance.
Jay and Vance, right? I forgot about Vance. So now we don't really have we don't really need I guess an unnecessary characters for the sleazy businessman in Odyssey. So I mean, yeah. Oh, but that's such a foil to Wit. Like Blackbeard's more of a foil, but Rathbone being a sleazy, like underhanded businessman who's this kind of like, shifty oddball. He sells overpriced, really bad products. Like, that's like Wit's opposite. That's so nice.
Yeah.
The English teacher in me is like...
So, I'm a little bit embarrassed about this, but I knew that, well, somebody on Tumblr I know is Hubert Meltzner, and I knew that was obviously referring to Eugene, and I knew that had happened in the series, but I couldn't remember how or when, or if I was just making that up. And then I was listening to an episode, I think it's The Nemesis, and Richard Maxwell calls Eugene Hubert, which I love. It's hilarious.
I love all of Eugene's names mixed up. They're not necessarily mixed up because they're on purpose. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Of course, now that I'm thinking about it, I can see Wit not giving the government the full-fledged applesauce program.
Yeah.
Because he can see...
Go for it, sorry.
I'm blanking. I just blanked. He can see the potential. The potential for evil, and the potential that, our government is going to misuse it because governments misuse things.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So I don't think the government ever saw, because when Tasha mentions using Wit helping through his applesauce program, it helped her find information. Which now we find out TA418 was made with the mineral that could only be found in the tunnel behind Wit's End and all of that. But I still, the program was used to help find information. But we can also tell from A Bite of Applesauce and that stuff that happened in album 5 that it had other capabilities.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think anyone except Wit has really seen applesauce's full potential.
Yeah. Jason maybe, because I can see Wit filling him in on that.
Yeah. I can see it. But
I don't think even Eugene knows.
Oh no. I feel like Eugene would be flabbergasted if he saw how much power.
Yeah, we talk about it like we know how much power it has. We really don't. Odyssey's just always alluded to it and expects us to believe that it's been deleted since album 5. Nah.
Yeah. We don't believe that, sis. I have a headcanon that Buck actually just calls Eugene and Katrina mom and dad, but he just does it when he's not around them. He just when talking to his friends, he refers to them as mom and dad. Phone, their mom and dad, but he just calls them Eugene and Katrina to their faces because he's scared. But yeah, there's that. For more Meltzner and Buck content, you can go and check out my Tumblr page. Emily's probably cringing right now, but it's okay.
No, I love that. It's just adorable. I'm just aw, my heart.
Yeah. Well, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. I also thought Buck and Jules were low-key dating, but now, with this whole Jet Valentine situation, I'm like, dang it!
Well, Jules and Buck were low-key dating, but they also low-key broke up when they had that fight.
Right! So
and she hasn't even met Jet Valentine. They're dating for publicity reasons, so
for sure. Yeah.
I can't hate him yet.
I can't hate him yet, but I'm getting close.
Hey, we get to find out tomorrow.
Yay!
Addie's, kind of taking a step back, so it's so weird not to have the whole, do you know what tomorrow is?
I know!
Which I think she was mostly hyped for the Rydell revelations, too.
Yeah, I think she was. I think she was, too.
But
But
ooh, I'm
yeah,
so
that's...
excited for tomorrow.
I know. I'm excited. I mean, I kind of hope, you know, since everyone agrees that Buck and Jules basically were low-key dating and low-key broke up, I really, really hope, like, Buck finds out about Jet and he's like, you're dating? But I thought we were dating. And Jules is like, just kind of the awkward tension.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I love how Odyssey like straight up addressed it with, was it Devin who made a comment about them dating and they're like, we're not dating.
Oh, look, it's your girlfriend. What? She's
Yes.
not my girlfriend. What you know, and it began with the rabbit's foot, I think it was. Connie was like, come on, Eugene. She's like your girlfriend, referring to Katrina. She's like, that's your girlfriend. No, we are not. I'm no. And I mean, they basically were dating then, so yeah. Headcanon confirmed, Buck and Jules were dating.
Where is my husband? Goodbye.